what's up? Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas Bearcats Stadium. About 5.5 minutes away from kickoff. Captains walking out. Captains from Malvern tonight will be senior number 56, Adavian Jenkins, and senior number 67, Leonard Leach. Now would be a great time to talk about, and this is a great problem we have, Ben, as we discuss every week who we think we want to pick as an isolated player. When you look down the list and there's just so many to choose from, that's a good problem to have. But we did hear some good things this week about this particular player, and he's also going to be the one who is interviewed at halftime, that you'll get to hear from him as well. We decided to go with junior, what'd you call him? Sniffer back, up back, tight end, slash backup quarterback, number 5, Kealon Juniel.
Yeah, Kealon is one of those guys that he's got a body that you just kind of look at and you say, this guy has the tools to play at the next level. And you can see when he gets the football in his hands and he's able to get some green in front of him, he can get separation even against safeties. He is a really, really good athlete. Really smooth athlete, too. I think, a lot of guys his size are not real smooth, but, he is a smooth athlete the way that he moves. And we've shown a lot of different looks this year. The one thing that we haven't really done as much as some, we've thrown a lot of deep balls. We've run the football extremely well. I think the one thing that I think we would like to have on film just to give some folks some headache to think about is using Juniel, that big 6'6" frame over the middle of the field and catching the ball that way. We have used really the running backs a lot over the middle of the field, but just kind of filling out the coaches a little bit. I feel like maybe they're going to try to get Juniel the football some tonight. And if we can get Juniel going, the weapons at wide receiver, we've seen Cagle be dynamite. We've seen Carradine be dynamite. We've seen the running backs be excellent. Sed's hurt people running and throwing. Juniel is kind of that piece that if we get the tight end running and rolling and he's got all the tools to do it, this offense is going to be just an absolute nightmare.
Well, as like you said, as we've had more and more ability to be able to throw the ball down the field, the safety's got to start respecting and try to help over on the corners, which opens up that middle of the field for those seam routes where Juniel is hopefully going to look to make his money tonight. And we've heard good things, and we hope that we're once again predicting the future here with Juniel's game. Malvern did win the toss, elected to defer to the second half, so Mena will receive. They'll be going from left to right on your radio dial, television screen, tablet, whatever you choose to be bringing us in on this game tonight. Malvern will be kicking off to start. 2.5 minutes away from game time. Mena takes the field, which I'm sure the Leopards will be following right behind. I do want to give a shout-out to Mena. It's been a while since we've been here, but major upgrades to this stadium, including a very nice box here for the visitors for the radio, and we're going to be, if you hear them again tonight, joined by the coaches, the legendary coaches, Coach Pennington and Coach Warford, coming off of another big junior high victory last night, 40-6 over the junior Bearcats.
And it's really nice as a fan of the Leopards to kind of see a continuation of winning, down at the junior high levels in the elementary, and we're piling up wins really right now, grades 3 through 12. Everybody is kind of hitting on all cylinders, and it's nice to kind of see what we used to call the Cubs, right? And it's good to see the Cubs continuing to win, because winning like anything is a skill. You have to. It's not just enough to be talented. It's not just enough to be well coached. There's a culture in winning, and sometimes you gotta learn to win. And when you learn to win in the elementary and you learn to win at what we'll call junior high, you really hate losing at high school. Yeah. And it's really good to see. And so we're teaching those young men not only how to play football, but we're teaching them how to compete. And in this conference, you better know how to compete.
Week in and week out. Malvern coming in the road whites, Mena in the home blacks with a shiny red helmet. We're set for kickoff. Looks like might be Angel Perez has the ball teed up for the Leopards. High kick. Going to be fielded around the 18-yard line, up over the 20, 25, and going to fall down right near it. Looks like they're going to give him the 26-yard line.
That was a really nice kick from Perez right there. Good hang time. Was able to allow those sprinters to get downfield. Good coverage.
Back-to-back all-conference selection for the Malvern High School soccer team, Angel Perez.
And it would be really nice to have kind of the same start that we had last week. Last week we deferred. First play of the game, Ashdown fumbles a snap, and we jump on top of it, and we were off to the races. That would be a satisfactory beginning to this game also.
I would take it. Mena going to come to the line with a receiver split to each side, up, back off the right, tailback to the left of the quarterback. Here's the snap option, look, pitch out to the tailback. Going to be met in the backfield, and he's going to lose yardage. As the play was made out there by a host of Leopards, Bennett being one of them.
Mena starting off with an option look out of a really kind of a spread package, coming out and running the option, and you've got to be able to cover both the quarterback and the pitch man. The Leopards did an excellent job. I believe that was Barber coming off the edge and taking the quarterback, forcing the pitch, and then a great job by those linebackers shaving off and making sure that they had the pitch man as well.
Man split out to the right, two out backs to the left. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Got a man over the middle, and actually the one I wasn't thinking, he is complete, though, over the 45-50. Now he's off, 45-40. 30 and tripped up by Kealon Juniel, saving a touchdown. I thought it was going to the underneath man, Ben, but nice play made there by Elijah Day.
And, I mean, you got to give the quarterback credit because Talon Accord was right in his face. I mean, I thought that we had a chance at a sack or, normally when a quarterback has to throw that hurried, at this level they don't throw a lot of strikes, but he threw it right in the breadbasket and had some space in front. Had an opportunity maybe for a tackle right at the point of contact. He shed that one, and then there was just a lot of green grass.
Sideline warning issued toward the Bearcats. Tough to read the numbers. I believe the quarterback is number 6, Gabe Cochran. Handoff to the tailback off the left side. Looks like he's going to pick up a couple on first down. Not a whole lot there.
And, you don't want to talk necessarily about anybody being an inferior opponent, but the one thing that can keep a team that you expect to beat in the ball game is giving them some early momentum. You give them the idea, the notion that they're going to be able to compete. So you would really like to kind of stuff this. They kind of got their hopes up. If you can prevent 7 right here, you kind of lower those moods a little bit.
Receiver split out to the left, up back on the right. T formation. Cochran fakes the give, looking to throw. Got a man out there. It's complete at the 20, up over the 15. Makes a man miss down near the 10-yard line. That was Caleb Cox on the reception.
And the two really nice plays that we've seen out of Mena so far has been off of play action and then bootlegging to the other side. So, that's going to be one of the issues Brumfield's going to kind of look at. How do we continue to stop the run? Because we've done a really good job in their running game, but we got to make sure that we're going to do some adjustments here at some point to make sure that those quarterback wheeling out to the backside on that bootleg is going to get covered.
Corcoran under center, takes the snap, give to the back up the middle, nothing there, met by Davian Jenkins and Leonard Leach. That was Brody Peters on the carry.
And that's kind of a continuation of what we were saying. I mean, that front, defensive front for the Leopards has been really, really good. I mean, where they've kind of got us is, and we've had pressure on the quarterback, actually, both times that he's completed passes. But as far as running the football, that front four, I mean, really that defensive line, and with a little bit of help from the linebackers, but really that defensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage on the running plays.
Will be 2nd and goal from the 12. Try to get Malvern to jump. Looks like no avail. Gets the play from the sideline. Receiver split out to the left. Stay in the T-like formation. Corcoran takes the snap. Give is up the middle again. This time going to have a little bit more success. Still not too much. Going to get back to the 10-yard line. A Mena player lost his helmet, and a flag flies. Oh, Malvern player lost his helmet. My apology.
It'll be interesting to see what that is right there. I mean, it could be – I mean, if that's where the helmet came off, it could be hands to the face. It could be a hold. But a lot of times when you see in one of those interior linemen's head, the helmets pop off, a lot of times it's because somebody got their hands a little too high on the block.
Having a big discussion.
They are having a nice long discussion about this.
Looks like it's going to go against Malvern based off of.
Looks like they're signaling first down, so we got maybe some sort of personal foul.
Sanders' helmet came off.
He continued to play. Yep, continued to play with the helmet coming off. Is going to be the call against Malvern. So that's half the distance to the goal. Ball moved up to the 5-yard line.
I understand the safety rule there, but man, you hate to penalize a kid for playing to the whistle at the same time.
It's a different world we live in, Ben. Shotgun here. Trips left, split right. Corcoran takes the snap, rolling to his left, looking to throw. Still rolling to his left, now looking to tuck it. He's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
The Leopards have done a really, really good job anytime Mena has, in this first drive, trying to run the football. It's obviously, I say that, they do have some field goals made this year. I think they've made 6 field goals, so it's not out of the –
Kicker looked good in warm-ups.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that they would take 3, but they may be looking at this as they're going to go for the upset. You feel like maybe, Malvern can score. They may be looking at 7 all the way right here. If so, I would not be surprised to see play action.
3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Receiver split out to the right, team formation. Corcoran under center. He takes the snap, fakes the give, rolling to his right. Got a man in the end zone, and it is complete. Touchdown, Mena.
And it was play action, back to that bootleg action. And so what Mena's doing is they're running play action to one side of the field. They're getting flow on our defense going to that side, but all the routes are coming against the grain on the backside as the quarterback sprints out to the other direction in the bootleg. And it's real tough for those linebackers to change directions.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is away. And it is good. 7:40 left here in the first quarter. Mena leads this one 7-0. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Larry's.
Hey guys, my name is Garrett, and I've been coming to Larry's Pizza here in Malvern ever since it opened. My favorite is baked potato, chicken honey mustard. I love it. Come on down to Larry's.
It's so good you don't even know.
Larry's Pizza has buffet Tuesday and Friday nights starting at 5 p.m. Call us here at Larry's Pizza for all your specialty and game day pizza needs.
We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas, Bearcat Stadium, as Mena takes the opening kickoff and drives it down the field, puts a touchdown in. 7:40 left here in the first quarter, leading at 7-0. Malvern looks to respond. Dante Cagle back deep to receive. Jalen Dupree back in the vicinity, as well as Jared Barber. Yair Hernandez has the ball teed up for the Bearcats. Kick is away. Sky kick fielded by Cedric Cook at the 31-yard line, trying to get across field, and there is nothing there. He's going to be dropped. So they're going to give him the 30. Leopards will take over from there. Actually, Jeremiah Craigett.
We probably lost 2 or 3 yards on the return right there. He tried to cut back across towards the middle of the field, but with the sky kick, you still have relatively good field position, starting at the 35, and Malvern really needs to answer just to kind of put their stamp on this game that they're going to be one of the dominant teams in the conference, and one way to do that is to answer with a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 30. Snap to Dupree right up the middle. He gets up over the 35, spins off the first man, breaks another tackle, lowers the shoulder, falls forward down to the 39. Pickup of 9 on first down.
And I suspect it's going to be quite a bit different than what we saw out of Mena. Mena was physically manhandled at the line of scrimmage. They were just able to kind of get direction, flow going one direction, coming back with passes with routes going in the opposite. Malvern, on the other hand, I think they feel like they can just pound it right at them.
Twins right up, back on the right is Juniel. Here's the snap, give to Dupree off the right side. Now cuts it back to the left with a lot of room. Up over the 50, makes a man miss. Going to fall down on the juke. right at the 41-yard line, or else it would have been an even bigger gain.
And if you want to know why Vinny Winters is one of the top prospects in the state of Arkansas, it's because he had a pancake about 7 yards downfield right there, right about where the ear of that Bearcat is on the field, and just had him on skates, Nice little shove at the end, and he went down to the ground, and that's the kind of tenacity that you're going to have if you're going to play on Saturdays playing big boy football.
Man split to each side. Juniel, the up back on the left side. Dupree in front of Simmons. Dupree takes the snap, looking to run off the left side. Going to get forward near the 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to give him the 36.
Just power football so far for the Leopards, and, we kind of mentioned that. If you feel like you can dominate the line of scrimmage, there's really not a lot else that you have to do. You don't have to get gimmicky. You don't have to get cute. You can just keep pounding away, because if you're going to give yourself 2nd and 5, even if you only get 4 on the next play, you're still looking at 3rd and 1 with 2 downs to get it.
Twins right, split left. Juniel in at quarterback. He takes the snap. He's looking to run up the middle. Going to get up over the 30 and fall forward to around the 27-yard line. First down, Malvern.
There's that isolated player of the game, and one of the many different ways that he can be utilized in this offense. He can play sniffer back. He can throw the football a little bit. He can play tight end, or right there he can just line up, direct snap, and run it like a running back.
Twins right this time. Juniel going to go back to the up back on the right side.
Looks like Sid may take a snap.
Dupree to the left of Simmons. Here's the snap. Give it to Dupree off the right. Now cuts it up the middle. Moves the pile forward up over the 20-yard line down to the 19.
Yeah, the offensive line got about 4 of that, and then Jalen carried for about 2 more, had about 3 guys on his back that he just decided he was going to fall forward.
It will be 2nd and 4. Looks like ball is on the 20.
His lower body, Jalen's lower body, is so strong. He is just really, when he gets those legs churning and keeps those legs really cranking, he's going to move the pile. The pile rarely moves backwards once he gets him going.
Simmons takes the snap, pitches it out to Dupree, makes a nice cut back and able to pick up a couple yards of what looked like nothing. Going to make it 3rd and short here, probably about 3rd and 2.
And very clearly 4-down territory for the Leopards. So they got 2 downs to get this. The entire playbook's open. And really the way that they've been able to handle the line of scrimmage to this point, would almost be surprised to see anything other than a run between the tackles. You might run off tackle. You might run between the tight ends. But I would be a little surprised to see anything other than a running play.
3rd and 2. Simmons takes a snap. We have a flag.
But it almost looked like we were going to do play action right there and throw it. So.
Yep. Going to be a false start on Malvern. That's going to make a 3rd and 2 into a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 changes things for sure. But, again, it is 4-down territory. And if you feel like you can pick up 5 and put yourself at 4th and 2, you don't have to throw the football here.
Yeah.
But when you do have a quarterback like Cedric Simmons, it is really tempting not to throw the football. It's tempting to throw the football. Yeah.
Twins left. Juniel going to be the up back on the right. Dupree to the right of Simmons. 3rd and 7 from the 23-yard line. Here's the snap give to Dupree. He spins off of a man over the 20 and going to be brought down right at the 19. So that will bring up a 4th and looks like around 3. .327 and counting left here in the first quarter. Leopards trail in this one 7-0.
In a lot of ways to get 3 yards. A lot of teams have several 2-point conversion plays in their back pocket. You could go ahead and use one of those right here if you wanted to, and it would be certainly set up for this. It looks like we're probably going to have to call a timeout. I don't think we're going to get to the line of scrimmage before.
No, we're running the clock down.
Clock ticks down. We're going to get the right play in.
Leopards will take a timeout. 3:01 left here in the first quarter, trailing this one 7-0. We'll be back with a 4th and 3 after this. Welcome you back here to Mena. Cedric Simmons takes the snap here on 4th and 3. Got Juniel open. He's going to catch it around the 10, makes a man miss, falls forward over the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Will be a 1st and goal for the Leopards.
And coming up big on that 4th down conversion was the isolated player of the game. And it's such a benefit to have a big target like that on these 4th and 3. You know, you see that in the National Football League. Really a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of Travis Kelce's out there that are dangerous on every single play. But where the tight end is utilized a lot in the National Football League are on those 4th and 3s, 3rd and 3 situations.
Dupree takes the snap. Looking to run. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Malvern.
And that's just power football, because I don't know that a Bearcat touched him until he was 2 yards in, and then they kind of hung on to him a little bit. But just power football, big hole. Easy for Jalen to see. I mean, it was a big, big hole.
Oziel Martinez on to attempt the extra point. Hold by Dylon Carradine. Good snap, good hold. Kick is away. And it is good. 2:40 left here in the first quarter. Leopards tied up 7-7. We'll be back after this.
At MNB, we know that every customer is different. That's why we provide one-on-one guidance from our lending professionals. Our dedicated team understands the importance of taking that next step, and we offer our customers superior financial products and services. Put the strength and stability of MNB to work for you, with loan structures tailored to help you make sound financial decisions. Come see what banking with a real community bank feels like. Visit us online at mnbbank.com.
We welcome you back to Mena. They are favored. Got a couple of Buffalo Bills fans here in the booth with me.
And I mentioned Travis Kelce, not the right week to do that, because Kansas City's the team on deck for the Bills.
A rare home underdog for Patrick Mahomes. A matchup of an absolutely great playoff game last year, who many believe would have went on forever had there not been a rule stopping the game. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes were putting on a show. Angel Perez on to kick off for the Leopards. Again, Leopards just tied this one 7-7 with 2:40 left here in the first quarter. Perez's kick is a high one. Going to be fair caught at the 26-yard line, and Mena will be taking over from there.
So the last drive for the Leopards obviously was not what you wanted to see out of a first drive. Now, they did defend the run very, very well, but Mena was able to use play action, bootleg action away from the flow, and to find some wide receivers. What I like about the last offensive drive for the Leopards is it gave our defensive staff some time to talk to the football players, the defensive players, about how we're going to combat that. And we'll see what adjustments were made between the first drive and the second drive, because I got to believe Mena's going to come back and try to do the same thing. They're going to show run, but where they're going to try to make their bones is running play action off of that bootleg around and catch the defense moving in one direction and run the routes, those crossing routes, against the grain.
1st and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Mena runs a man on late. Now looks like they're going to have to use a timeout. Confusion there as the guard did not come out with the offense.
It is helpful when you have all 11 players on the field.
It does tend to help that. And Ben, as Coach Plum we talked about, and we talked about a little bit in the pregame show, a lot of looks here from this Mena offense. They'll go under center, they'll go shotgun, they'll go spread, they'll go T formation, they'll do all kinds of things. Whatever works, I guess.
Yeah, you just, when you're playing a really good team too, you don't know sometimes if there is a weakness that you can exploit until you just throw the kitchen sink at them and see which appliances found holes, and then you'll say, okay, well, we're gonna try this. We had some success doing this. We're going to try to do this, and eventually, really good teams will clog that hole. They'll say, okay, we see what you're doing. We're going to counter with this, and so then you kind of start throwing everything at them again and seeing what works, because now their defense is doing this, and then that's the chess game between coaching staffs, trying to figure out what's working now. Okay, now it's not working. We're going to do something else, and then the other team has to adjust to that.
Went to a football game and a chess game broke out. Come out in I formation. Man split out to the left. Cochran looking to throw. Now rolling out to his right. Throws it at the first down marker. Going to go incomplete, but, he nailed it. dead centered that first down marker.
It does look like a bullseye right there on top.
Flag is on the field. Would be in the area of holding,
yeah.
I would imagine. Although, to this point,
Illegal man downfield.
legal man downfield. That was the first flag thrown on Mena. Malvern has had 2, I believe.
And the way he was backing out, I mean, because the quarterback, that was not like a typical 5-step drop, 7-step drop. I got to believe that was a screen. And because the way he just kept running backwards, I had to feel like that was – and it also would explain why there's a runner going downfield, because you expect the quarterback to release it.
I figured it was either that or he'd been feeling the pressure enough where he wanted to get some space, get out of Dodge. This time we'll come out and shotgun, Twins left, up back off the right side, tail back to the left of Cochran. Fakes the give, now throws out.
Ooh.
Closest man to it there was Kealon Juniel as Mena tried to set up the screen.
There was some serious miscommunication right there, because there was not a Bearcat wide receiver anywhere in the vicinity, but the quarterback threw it with such conviction that he thought there should have been one, if that makes sense at all.
It looked like a bubble screen that he just led the guy too far.
It could be, but I mean, he threw that ball about 6 yards upfield, and there's not a lot of bubble screen plays where you throw the ball 6 yards upfield. He could have just airmailed it. I mean, he could have lost it.
He wanted him to catch it with a head full of steam there. Nevertheless, going to bring up a 2nd and 15 from the 23-yard line. Again, tie ball game, 2:27 left here in the first quarter. Going to come out with Twins to each side. Tail back to the left of Cochran. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw again. Out route going to be, almost intercepted by Ethan Martin, and you just have to wonder if he had 2 hands if it would have been.
Right, because I think he got both hands on it, but he's got a club for one.
He got a hand and a club on it.
Now, I do think I might see some fingers poking out the end of that, but I mean, it's only about 2 knuckles.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not the whole finger there, but for sure. But I'm really surprised that Mena has not gone back to the play action, because that's what they had the success on. Every positive play they had in the first drive was off of the play action, and they haven't gone back to it this drive, which I find interesting.
Ethan Martin, who did a fantastic job sharing his message at Fields of Faith this week. Going to stay in a shotgun formation back to each side of the quarterback. Fakes the run. Quarterback looking to run all the way off the right side. And a beautiful play made by Jared Barber. Quarterback had nowhere to go. Cochran. Going to bring up a 4th and 16 or so.
Yeah, just absolutely great job all the way around defensively. And Barber did exactly what you want your outside linebacker to do. Come up, hit, square up, wrap up, take him to the ground.
Kealon Juniel back to receive for the Leopards on this punt. Punt angled towards the right sideline. Takes a Mena bounce. Downed at the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to say it might have been touched at the 30, though. I believe they are. Might have been kicked forward, so Leopards will take over on the 30-yard line. Minute 45 left here in the first quarter. 7-7, first punt of the ball game there. Leopard defense forces the 3 and out, gets the ball back to the offense, who's looking to repeat the success they had of the first drive.
Wouldn't be, obviously we ran the football very well the entire last drive. We ran the ball well. I wouldn't be surprised right here to see us take a deep shot.
Man split to each side. Bring Cagle in motion. Jet sweep to Cagle. Makes the first man miss. Now trying to get outside. Now cuts back. Goes back across the field. And this is just backyard football right here as Cagle's using his speed across the 40. Going to be flung down around the 45-yard line. What creative ability there by Dante Cagle.
That's just pure athleticism, because there were multiple opportunities for a big loss for Mena, and he just outran everybody. I mean, just pure speed is what got him around the corner 3 different times. He cut the corner once, cut the corner twice, and that was the longest 15-yard run we may have had this year.
Twins right. Juniel up back on the left side. Going to be snapped to Dupree, looking to run up the middle. Lowers his shoulder, falls forward down to the 49-yard line. Going to bring up about a 2nd and 6.
What's really impressive about the way the Leopards are running the football right now is you just look at the number of guys that Mena is putting near the line of scrimmage. They're trying to match every blocker with a red hat, and got 8 guys up there, 5 down linemen, 3 linebackers. We're getting that 5-3 look.
Simmons takes the snap, fakes to Dupree. Slant route looking for Cagle. Goes through his hands. I believe if he would have caught that, he might have found the end zone there, Ben.
Just a little high, and the safety went also for the football. But it certainly is one that I think if we throw down there a little closer to the face mask, chest number, that's a completion and a first down.
With that safety going for the interception, I mean, you catch that, there's
nobody there.
Twins to each side. Juniel going to be the up back on the left side. Simmons alone in the backfield. 3rd and 6, ball on the 49-yard line. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw.
Wide
Fade
open.
route to Kealon. Does a nice job of tapping his toes there. Will be a first down, Malvern, but I'm sure Kealon was hoping for more.
Yeah, that's one where I think, Sid just wanted to make sure that he completed the pass, but you hit him in stride there. I mean, because he had several steps. I mean, he was probably 8 yards behind the corner. That's when he walks in pretty easily. Honestly, he could have hung it up there for him to wait. He's just a little too close to the sideline, and
great recognition by
Kealon had to just put a foot down and make sure he got it completed.
Knew exactly where the sideline was and toe tapped it. Will be Dupree on the run. He breaks through the first level of defense down to around the 15-yard line. Will be another first down for the Leopards.
Yeah, and that's a different kind of toe tapping right there. Just kind of keeping the feet chopping, but not necessarily committing until the hole makes itself clear. And then once it does, Jalen does what Jalen does, which is square those shoulders, square to the line of scrimmage, go hard right up the middle, and keep running until they bring you down.
Leopards do not have to run another play. We'll see if they choose to do so. They do. Fakes the snap. Now Simmons looking to throw. Post route there for Kealon. Just a little bit high. Going to fall incomplete with 1.3 seconds left here in the quarter.
Yeah, so it seems a little amped. I mean, the ball's coming out really hot and a little high. Because both of those slant routes have been available and very – is completable a word, I would say? I mean, they were available for completion, we'll say.
There you go. Good positioning from the receivers.
Yeah. Just a little too much zip and a little too elevated.
Twins right, split left. Juniel the up back on the left. Dupree to the right of Simmons. Fakes the pitch to Dupree. Now Simmons looking to run. Going to cut back up. Not a lot there. Does fall forward down to the 9-yard line, but it's going to be 3rd and long when we come back from the break of the first quarter. That is the end of the first quarter. This one tied 7-7. Leopards facing a 3rd and 8 when we get back.
Orange Outdoor is ready to serve your outdoor needs at both their Hot Springs and Malvern locations. Orange carries the #1 tractor brand in the world, Mahindra, as well as tractors by Coyote, John Deere, Kubota, LT, and Massey Ferguson. For your residential lawn needs, Orange carries zero-turn mowers by Hustler and Spartan. Horn also carries a full line of outdoor power tools. For all of your outdoor needs, visit Horns at 3505 North Highway 171 in Malvern or at 3034 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas Bearcat Stadium. Start of the second quarter here, Leopards and Bearcats knotted at 7. Leopards on the 14-yard line looking to take the lead, facing a 3rd and 8 to begin the second quarter.
The ball's on the left hash. I would not be surprised to see a little sprint right action out of Sid. That gives him an opportunity to run it or throw it. And he would be going in the right direction to throw on the run, but it also would allow him that if he does decide to run it, you don't have to necessarily pick up the first down. If you can pick up 5 or 6 yards, that's still a productive play. So a couple of different options to pick up the first down that way. We'll see what the Leopards decide to do, but they're definitely got 2 downs to pick up the 8 yards in front of them here.
Snap to Dupree, looking to run off the right side. Now going to cut it up over the 10
cut.
And going to get down near the 5-yard line. I believe he's going to have enough for the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal for the Leopards.
It is so nice to have confidence in your running game that on 3rd and 8 you feel like you're going to get enough yards on third down that even if you're left with fourth down, you could probably still run the football.
Yeah.
And so what that allows you to do in 3rd and 8 situations, Mena's got to play like you could possibly pass the ball, so that opens up the run even more.
Snap to Dupree, looking around left side, now cuts it up and dives toward the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Jalen Dupree. Touchdown, Leopards.
He is going to have like 1 million touchdowns this year. That's an exaggeration. He's going to have a whole bunch. He's already got a whole bunch.
As Ace Ventura once said, it's got to be some kind of a record. 11:33 left here in the second quarter. Leopards score. Oziel Martinez on to attempt the extra point. Good hold. Kick is away.
Nice looking kick right there.
It is good. 11:33 left here in the second quarter. Leopards lead 14-7. We'll be back after this.
Farmers Bank and Trust is proud to bring you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Farmers Bank and Trust.
Welcome you back into Mena, Arkansas Bearcats Stadium. Leopards take the lead 14-7 after the second Jalen Dupree touchdown of the night. This one 4 yards out as he plummets over the end zone to give the Leopards first lead of the night.
If you give the Leopards 1st and goal from the 2, I mean, with the left side of that line, as good as they are, as big and strong and powerful as Dupree is, you're going to have a really tough time keeping them out of the end zone because you've got a big, strong, powerful offensive line, one of the best, if not the best in 4A. You've got Jalen Dupree. That's a tough ask for a defense to come up with 4 stops from the 2.
Will be Angel Perez on to kick off for the Leopards. Kick angled toward the right sideline, going to be fielded around the 17, up over the 20, 25. Now looking to get outside, nothing there. Going to be dropped at the 26-yard line. First down, Mena from there. Just got a message from Steve Rook, who's known around these parts from his time serving at the college up here. Now the main guy at ASU 3 Rivers. Going to have to say thank you for his food recommendation because Little Italy here in Mena, Arkansas was fantastic tonight. So we thank you, Dr. Rook. 11:26 left here in the second quarter. Mena takes over 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line, trailing by 7. Going to split a man out wide to the right. Under center T-like formation for Cochran. Fakes the give, now rolling out to his right. Throws, diving catch, attempted, not going to be made, incomplete. Going back to what they did on the first drive there, Ben.
And, you know, he had an opportunity to complete that pass, just a little out of reach there. And I believe every time they've done this, they faked the run to the left and they've bootlegged out to the right side. They like him rolling right, and he has thrown the ball pretty well on the run when he's running to his right side. But we haven't seen them, best that I can recall, doing the same thing with play action, bootlegging around to the left side. So they like sprinting him out right and letting him throw on the run to the right.
Going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Same formation. Cochran this time gives. Going to be met in the backfield, but able to get back near the line to gain. Looks like he will lose 1, make it 3rd and 11.
But the one thing that has not worked for them is running the football. I mean, that front 4 has, for our defense, has done an excellent job of controlling the line of scrimmage. And the linebackers have done a really good job of filling in and cleaning stuff up.
3rd and 11 from the 25-yard line. 10:48 left here in the half.
And the problem with 3rd and 11 is, you know, play action is really not as effective when you expect them to pass the football.
Have to give a shout out to my beautiful wife. She's listening. Going to give to the back up the middle here. He's going to be dropped after a gain of 1. Nice play there by Leonard Leach and Talon Accord.
Looked like they tried to catch the Leopards sleeping a little bit on a veer play inside and just got ate up immediately by those interior linemen.
Going to bring up a 4th and 9 punting situation here for the Bearcats. Kealon Juniel going to drop back to receive for the Leopards. Good snap. Punt is away.
That's
not a good
good
punt,
kick.
As it is
I believe that was Biggs.
Geiston Biggs
On the
makes the catch
sideline.
there. Oh, no.
Wow. That is an unbelievably bad spot.
You think he's going to go far back and then walk it back up.
Oh, okay. That seemed like an unnecessarily far place to start the walk back from, because Kealon caught it on out of bounds at about our 48.
I like
their 48.
The theater of it all is what I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Having everybody move out of the way so he can walk down the sideline. 9:48 left here in the second quarter. Leopards take over 1st and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line. Come out Twins left. The up back is Juniel off the left side. Dupree to the left of Simmons. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw out to Carradine, complete, but he is going to be dropped in the backfield. Nice play made by the Bearcats. Jackson Barber looks like, or Jackson Barber.
Yeah, it was tough to see from this angle. I don't know if maybe we're supposed to pick that guy up on I believe we had multiple receivers out there. Maybe somebody was supposed to block that one guy. It was kind of slow developing.
Twins right now, 2nd and 13, ball on the 46. Juniel the up back on the right. Dupree to the left of Simmons. Simmons takes the snap, give to Dupree off the right side. Got some room up over the 40, down over the 35, and he's going to get down to the 31 for a first down.
You know, he leans forward so far, I don't know how he doesn't fall over. I mean, it's like a V8 commercial. I mean, he's just leaning forward, and amazing balance. I mean, it's incredible, but I keep waiting for him to, like, fall over his feet. But I guess when you're fast enough, your legs kind of stay under you.
Yeah. I've noticed the older I get, the more likely I am to tumble. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Twins left. Juniel the up back on the right side. Simmons takes the snap. Give is to Dupree. Looking to run off the left side. Now cuts it up. Got room up over the 20. Down to the outside. He may score.
Yeah, he will.
5 touchdown Malvern. 3rd touchdown of the night for Jalen Dupree.
And there were at least 3 broken tackles.
And a few broken hearts.
And he's just strong. I mean, there's no – I really hope you're watching this on the live stream, because there's no real way to say it in words. You have to see it. I mean, he's just breaking arm tackles left and right.
Kick is away. It is no good. 8:27 left here in the second quarter. Malvern leads this one 20-7. We'll be back after this.
Encore Healthcare and Rehabilitation is here for you. Whether illness or injury sideline you, Encore will tailor a rehabilitation program for your needs. Meet Helen Haley, one of our rehab residents.
And what'd you come to Encore for?
Because I couldn't walk.
How's your experience been here, Encore?
It's been good. Everybody's good. Everybody treats me good. They feed good. It's been wonderful.
Encore Healthcare and Rehabilitation and the Malvern Leopards, a winning combination.
Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas, Bearcat Stadium. Angel Perez has the ball teed up, and it is kicked away. High, angled toward the right sideline, going to be fielded around the 18. Looking to get back to the middle, nothing there. Going to be dropped right at the 25-yard line.
That is a newfound weapon.
Angel Perez.
Angel Perez kicking the ball off. Pretty good hang time, and the Leopards are saying that there was a fumble and we should have it. The referees, I don't think, are buying it.
They do not look like they're going for it. Coach Brumfield likes to call Angel the hit man. I always think of Bret Hart, and I talked about
There's a lot of pink on the field today, too.
I talked about Heartbreak by Jalen Dupree there. Maybe he's the Heartbreak Kid.
Oh.
We got a little Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart action here.
Well.
The old wrestling fans.
That brings back memories of Montreal.
No, let's not talk about that. 1st and 10 from the 25. Fake the give, but we are going to have a flag. I believe it's going to be backed up 5 here on the Bearcats.
You know, Mena had a really impressive first drive. A lot of it based off of the play action, and the Leopards have responded about as well as you could have hoped for them to respond. Came back, have scored on every possession. I don't know that Mena had a first down on their last 2 possessions.
They certainly did not on the last one.
And they're behind the sticks now, so.
1st and 15 from the 20-yard line. Going to split a man out to the left. Handoff is to the back, looking to run off the right side, now cuts it up. Not a lot there. He's going to be met and driven backward by the Leopard defensive line. Getting up off the bottom of the pile, I believe, is a Davian Jenkins.
And I know, you know, it's kind of can sound like a broken record a lot of times, but those interior linemen, defensive linemen for the Leopards, have just completely taken over the running game for Mena. I mean, there has been zero space. They've owned the line of scrimmage, and they're able to move laterally along the line of scrimmage with the football, and that has just caused Mena to have some serious kind of problems trying to get some yards on the ground.
1st and 14, snap, rolling to his right is Cochran. Now he pitches out. Tailback going to get up to around the 25, which will bring up a 3rd and 10. Leopards have a man down. Not quite sure who it is at this moment. It is going to require some attention. Option play there from Mena. Quarterback took it as long as he could, pitched it out. Back able to pick up 5 yards, which gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. Might be Jared Barber down for the Leopards.
So we know he has had some issues with the shoulder. I can't even see necessarily what they're working on over there.
No. Tell you what, we're going to take a timeout while they tend to Jared. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Teal Dentistry is a proud supporter of Malvern Athletics. Doctors Jesse and Matt Teal provide a full family dentistry service. From checkups to cleanings to dentures, Teal Dentistry loves working with patients of all ages and strives to make every smile bright. Stop by and meet the friendly staff at Teal Dentistry and let them brighten your smile. Teal Dentistry, 927 South Main Street in Malvern, or call for an appointment, 501-337-9559.
Welcome you back here to Mena Bearcat Stadium. Leopards leading 20-7. Happy to report Jared Barber is walking off under his own power. Not sure exactly what is hurting on him, but he does seem to be at least somewhat okay at the moment. Nothing too serious. Happy to report that. Sorry, as we missed the play there. Looks like it was a run out to the right side.
And then, interestingly enough, the quarterback didn't throw it away, and he just lost about 6 yards or 5 yards or so.
Yeah, I think about 4 yards. Going to bring up 4th and 14 from the 21. That'll make it a punting situation for the Bearcats. Dylon Carradine deep to receive for the Leopards. Punt is away. Going to land at the 45. Bounds to the 40. Now going to be fielded right at the 40 there by Mena. Malvern going to take over 1st and 10 from there.
Whenever you see the punt like that and you kind of watch Dylon, you can see the wheels turning. I mean, he's thinking, I think I can pick that up. I think I can pick that up.
I think had it been a bigger bounce towards him, he probably would have.
You could just, I mean, it's almost like you could see his thoughts. You could see the thought process. I think I can make it. I think I can make it. I think I can get it.
Yeah.
And inside you're thinking, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. 6:57 left here in the half. Leopards do have 2 timeouts to work with, leading this one 20-7. Going to come to the line with a receiver split to each side. Juniel going to be the up back on the left side. Dupree is going to be in front of Simmons. He now shifts out of the way. Simmons takes the snap, pitch out to Dupree. Going to be met in the backfield, but able to spin off the first guy, fall forward, and pick up a hard-earned 2 yards there. Looks like they're only going to give him 1.
Mena did a really good job of actually getting penetration right there, and that's pretty odd. Off of the left side, the way that, you know, how strong the left side of our line is, but they were able to find a crease in there and create some havoc in the backfield.
Twins right, up back is Juniel off the right as well. Simmons takes the snap, fakes the give, looking to throw. It's going to be intercepted at the 35 or the 40-yard line. Now up over the 40, 35-30, 25-20. Simmons the only one who's got a chance. He's going to bring him down at the 5-yard line. We do have a flag.
And it is where, I mean, it's probably going to be pass interference on somebody.
The referee is running back towards the flag, which is usually a good sign. Juniel never had a doubt. He was back here signaling it's coming back the whole way. Nice takedown there by Simmons, though.
Yeah, he slung him down there pretty good. That would have been a penalty if you do that to Tom Brady, apparently. Looked very similar to the way Tom Brady was sacked. And
you are correct there. Everybody is marching back down the field. Have yet to get a signal, but it, for all intents and purposes, looks like this one's going to go against the Bearcats, and Malvern's going to maintain possession. Was looking for Juniel up the seam there.
Be interesting to see what this conversation is, because I am a little surprised that there was a flag there, to be honest with you. I mean, but looked like Ced tried to back shoulder throw that thing down the middle of the field.
They were all over Juniel, and it is pass interference.
It would have been you talk about trying to thread the needle. That was a small window.
Penalty going to be enough for a first down for the Leopards. Marked down at the 43-yard line. First and 10 from there. Man split to each side. Juniel going to be the up back off the left. Dupree to the right of Simmons, as we've got a stoppage in play. And Mena is going to use a timeout.
Yeah, they looked really confused on defense. They had guys in the secondary pointing in all different directions.
So Leopards looking to add to the lead. 6:01 left here in the second quarter. As Ben has said, Malvern has scored on every possession to this point. Got a first and 10 from the 44. So we see if we can't create a little bit more distance here on the scoreboard, Ben.
And it certainly would be kind of a nice little punctuation right here as you get close towards the end of the first half, because you do get the ball to start the second half. And of course, with 6 minutes left, there's a good chance you're going to get the ball back again before the end of the half. So if you can get a touchdown, a stop, and let's say you get another touchdown, then you have an opportunity to maybe try to get the 35-point lead with the first possession of the second half. But let's don't put any buggies before the horse, so to speak. Let's try to get 7 right here.
Take care of this drive. After the timeout, Leopard's going to come out with a man split to each side. Juniel the up back on the right. Sends Kealon in motion, pitch to him, looking to run off the right side. Now gets up over the 40, 35-30 down to the 29-yard line. First down, Malvern.
What I really like about that play is you force Mena to think about the edge, and Jalen makes his money between the tackles. And so when you force those linebackers to think about the edge, or you force the defensive end to think about somebody out there has to set the edge, somebody has to do that. When you get them thinking that is a must, it really allows that offensive line to create the holes in between the tackles for Jalen, because that's where Jalen makes his money. Jalen makes his money between tight end to tight end. If you can get Kealon picking up chunk plays on the outside, that's really going to put a lot of strain on the defensive ends and the outside linebackers.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Twins left. Juniel going to be the back on the left as well. Snap to Dupree, running off the left side. Runs into Juniel and going to fall down. Looks like he may lose a yard there on first down. Make it 2nd and 11.
And it was really hard to kind of tell if that was designed to go outside or if that was maybe off tackle and it was supposed to cut back in. But I think we missed a block and it forced Jalen to go out is what I think just happened. And defensive player made a really nice open field tackle, which has not happened much to Jalen this year.
Trips right. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw. Looking for Kealon and goes over his head and almost intercepted again by Andrew Smith. We're going to bring up 3rd and 11 from the 30.
It's like we had Kealon and Juniel in very similar areas, and I don't know if maybe one of them was supposed to sit and one of them was supposed to hit the post, but it looked like they both kind of ran the post.
Andrew Smith saying, what do I got to do to get an interception tonight? Man split to each side, up back on each side. Dupree to the left, Juniel to the right. Simmons in at quarterback, takes the snap looking to run off the left side. Going to be pushed out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. We do have a flag on the play.
I'm going to guess that's going to be holding on that outside wide receiver. I didn't see holding, but just based on where the flag came in, and he did have a blocker out there. Might have got that arm wrapped around the hip or perhaps had a handful of jersey.
Decision time here for Mena. Do you want like a 4th and 7, or do you want to back it up and make it 3rd and long?
Well, we've not been particularly sharp passing the football. I would probably back us up.
And that's what they're going to do. It is holding on Malvern. Ball going to be moved back to the 34-yard line. Makes it about 3rd and 15, I believe. Twins to each side. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw out to Carradine, complete at the 30. He's got room to run. He's going to be brought down
the first
finally
down.
Near the first down. He does have it. Yep. Down to around the 11-yard line, first down Malvern.
And sometimes when you think you just have better athletes than the other team, you just get it into a playmaker's hands as quickly as possible and say, go forward. Go forward fast.
There's been a lot of composure here, Ben. You know, that penalty there, we've had a few like 3rd, 4th and longs and just never seemed panicked or worried about it and just go about our business and pick it up.
You know, I mean, when you feel comfortable enough to run it on 3rd and 11, that's a good sign that you've got good composure for sure.
Give to Dupree up the middle. Nice play made by the linebacker. I thought Dupree was about to sidestep him and go into the end zone, but does make the play and brings him down at the, looks like 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's Jair Hernandez, number 4. He has made several open field tackles, and he is not the largest Bearcat on the field, I can tell you.
2nd and 6 from the 12. Simmons looking to run off the left side. Tries to
He made another one.
Unable to do so.
There's Hernandez again.
He's going to pick up 1 there and make it 3rd and 5. Looked like a lot of room out there for Simmons, and Hernandez just shut it down.
I mean, you know the phrase, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight and the dog. And Hernandez not a big Bearcat at all. I mean, he's probably the smallest guy on the field.
But will it hunt, Ben?
But, well, it's a Bearcat. I would imagine.
There you go. Going to be 3rd and 5 from the 11. Dupree going to take the snap, looking to run up the middle. He's got room, and, looks like he just may have tripped himself up there. Going to fall down around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like he planted with that right foot, and maybe the turf just kind of gave out from under him.
It's going to be.
But if he sticks that plant, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Easily.
It is going to be a 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line. Simmons going to split out to the left. Dupree going to stay in at the quarterback. Takes the snap running off the left side. Gets up, goes into the end zone for the 4th time of the night. Touchdown, Jalen Dupree. Touchdown, Malvern.
That is just a sign. You're holding up a sign that says, we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to do. We've got Jalen Dupree. He's taking the snap. 1st and goal from the 5-yard. You know he's not going to throw the football. You know that if he takes the snap, he's going to run the football. There's no funny business. There's no little wrinkle. Everybody in the stadium knows what's going to happen, and they just said, we're going to do it. Can you stop it? And in that case, they could not.
Trips right. Malvern going for 2. Simmons takes the snap looking to throw.
Oh, that's a penalty. They just grabbed Dupree's shoulder and
about tackled Dupree, and no flag shows. So it's just going to be a no good on the 2-point conversion. So 2:31 left here in the 2nd quarter. Malvern leading this one 26-7. We'll be back after this. Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas Bearcat Stadium. Leopards leading 26-7 on the back of 4 touchdowns for Jalen Dupree. The last one coming from 5 yards out. 2:31 left here in the 2nd quarter, as we get to see another kickoff from, has been labeled him our newfound weapon, Angel Perez, the hitman. You think he would describe himself as the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be?
I don't know that he's got that kind of conceited nature about him. I think he's a much more understated young man than that.
There you go. Perez's kick, high angle toward the right sideline, lands at the 30. And it's going to be on the ground. They're just going to have to dive on it. Back at the 22. Funny hop there on Smith. No choice but to dive on it to maintain possession for the Bearcats.
The oblong ball bounces funny.
Oblong ball bounce funny. 2:30 left in the half. It says Mena has 2 timeouts, but I think they have 1 left, if I'm thinking correctly.
And I'll be very interested to see how Mena attacks this 2.5-minute situation. They certainly don't want Malvern to get the ball back because Malvern is capable of scoring very quickly. But at the same time, they really, really need points to stay in this football game.
Be a tight twins left. Now bring a man in motion. Rolling to his right is Cochran. Looking to throw. Falls incomplete. Short of his intended target. Angel Perez in the area for the Leopards.
And you can tell they do not have a lot of faith in protecting him between the tackles. They feel like they've got to get him sprinted out, moving. They got to move the pocket because that front 4 has had their way, and we could probably, if they were going to stay in the pocket, we could probably produce a lot of pressure just with the front 4. We probably wouldn't have to blitz. So they're trying to move the pocket, get some guys moving in different directions. But it makes their passing game a little one-dimensional. And since that first drive, we've done a really, really good job of stopping that sprint out right pass.
Trips right, split left. Cochran rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Air mails his intended target, falls incomplete. Looking for Andrew Smith. 2:22 left in the half. 3rd and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. Well, Ben, do you stick with it, or do you try to run here and see if you can get Malvern to use a timeout?
I think at this point, they have to try to get a first down because Malvern can stop the clock. I think they have to try to get a first down, or Malvern's going to get the ball back with like 2 minutes left in the. Because if they don't get a first down, Malvern's probably will call a timeout. I think they got to go for the first down.
Cochran looking to throw, setting up a screen, going to go over his intended target, fall incomplete. That's the danger of it. Is now it's 4th and 10. You ran a total of 12 to 15 seconds off the clock, and Malvern still has both timeouts.
Yeah, but if, let's say they run the football and we stop them, because we have done a very good job of stopping the run. The difference is it's 2:18 and we have 1 timeout left, and we're going to have to go 50 yards probably, which that's still plenty of time.
It is. We have had long drives tonight. No real home runs to this point. Punt is away. Going to go out of bounds near the 50-yard line. Looks like they're going to call it the 48.
And with 2 timeouts, Malvern they don't really have to rush.
No.
They can run the plays with Dupree up the middle of the field on 1st and 2nd down. They can still attack the middle of the field. They can run the slants, which is what they've really been trying to hit today. They've tried to hit several slants. Those are still available to you.
Going to come to the line with twins to each side. Dupree to the right of Simmons. 1st and 10 from the 48. Simmons sets up a screen out to Dylon Carradine. Up over the 50, 45, 40. Barrels over a man. Looks like they're going to give him the 35. First down, Leopards.
This will not go on the stat sheet, but I want you to go back and watch this play at home with number 5, Kealon Juniel, the isolated player of the game. He picked up his block, and he just put him on skates for about 12 yards, shoved him to the ground. That play gets sprung because number 5 did his job blocking.
Same formation. Simmons looking to throw. Got Juniel out there open and just threw his hands. Would have been 6 there.
Boy, we almost had that isolated player of the game nailed, didn't we?
We did.
Wide open. Said put it in a good spot. And sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch. When everyone in the entire stadium fully expects you to catch it, you've got some time to think about it. There's nobody near you.
Trips left, split right. Janelle the up back on the right side. 2nd and 10, ball on the 35, 1:48 left in the half. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw out to Dante Cagle, complete at the 30. Going to get forward for a couple more. We'll call it the 28-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4, 1:30 left in the half.
With 2 timeouts, I think there's a really good chance that Malvern's going to try to run this and pick it up. Would not be surprised to see Dupree try to take this over the left side.
Give is to Dupree off the left side. He's going to get forward down to around the 18-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Leopards. 1:12 left in the half.
You get the first down in high school. It stops the clock. They got to set the chains.
Trips right, split left. Janelle the up back on the left side. 1:01 left in the half. Simmons looking to throw. Cagle out there complete. Breaks off of a tackle. Now going to get forward down near the 10-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 11. 52.1 will be another first down for the Leopards.
Yeah, just a big, big cushion. I mean, there was a big, huge spot open in Mena's zone coverage, and all Dante had to do was kind of sit down right there, show his numbers to Cedric, and then Simmons put it right on the money.
Twins left, split right. Here's the snap. Simmons looking to run. Now cuts it up the middle. Makes a man miss. Dives over near the goal line. They're going to mark him at the 1.
Oh, my goodness. We'll take a timeout here. I'm almost sure of it. Yep.
30.3 seconds left in the half. Leopards leading 26-7. We'll be back after a commercial from our sponsors. Leopard's going to be facing a 1st and goal from the 1.
From birthdays and weddings to special events, Curiosity's Corner offers a wide selection of customized baked goods and crafts. We are a proud supporter of the Malvern Leopards and Malvern Lady Leopards. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to make your special occasions even sweeter.
Welcome you back to Bearcat Stadium here in Mena, Arkansas. 30.3 seconds left here in the half. Leopards leading 26-7. After that Simmons run, Leopards faced a 1st and goal from the 1 yard, actually inside the 1 yard line.
And we got 3 guys who can take a direct snap. Cedric, Simmons, Dupree, and Juniel. And I don't know which one's going to take the snap, but I bet whoever takes the snap is the guy that runs it.
I think it's going to be Dupree because Simmons is split out to the left.
But I bet we don't hand it off no matter who takes the snap.
Dupree takes the snap. He's going to get to the outside, and that will be number 5 for Jalen Dupree. Touchdown, Malvern.
At some point, we're going to have to start checking into touchdown records.
Single-season touchdown records?
Single-season touchdown records, both at the school, conference, state level, because he is really piling up the touchdown numbers this year.
Leopards come out looking to go for 2. Trips right. Juniel going to be the up back on the right as well. Simmons rolling to the right, looking to throw. Now going to tuck it, fall forward, and he is in.
Really good decision by Simmons right there. Tough run. He knew he was going to take a hit. Nobody was open, but if he wanted 2 points, he was going to have to take a shot. Willing to do so. Got the 2 points.
So 26.6 left here in the half. Leopards now lead 34-7. We'll keep it here. As Ben mentioned, Leopards do receive the opening kickoff for the second half. If they're able to go down and put a touchdown in and convert another 2-point conversion, we may be at that magic number. But right now, we're just going to be happy to be up 34-7 with 26 seconds left here in the half.
And you got to like the way that the Leopards responded, because Mena had a really strong first drive. I mean, they were really all focused on that play action, showing flow one direction, bootlegging the other side. I mean, that was kind of what burned them. But give the Leopard defense credit. That has not been available to them since that first drive. The run game for Mena has been absolutely non-existent, and the Leopards answered the bell offensively in a big, big way. I mean, they've scored every drive. You can't do better than that.
Perez kick is away. Angled at the right side, caught at the 31. Now tries to get around to the right side. And that came in. Kealon Juniel came in like a shot out of a cannon. Trips the man up right there at the 31-yard line. 20.9 left in the half.
If you're going to, kick it short and you're going to kick it, kind of a sky kick towards the numbers on near the sideline, you still have to maintain your lane integrity. And that's what teams do when they catch it at the numbers and they try to cut across the field. They're trying to find that one guy that raced to the football instead of staying in their lane. So a really good job by the coverage team, and we've seen it all night. They have continually tried to cut across the field and find that one guy that wasn't staying in their lane, but Leopard special teams done a really good job of knowing what their job is.
Mena takes the snap, looking to throw.
That's intercepted.
Out route, going to be picked off there by Dylan Carradine.
He's got space.
45-50, 45-40. Now up over the 30, 25-20. Going to be knocked out of bounds right at the man.
They just ran about 3 seconds off the clock. That's a little home cooking on the clock right there, because he was out of bounds with about 8 seconds left, and we were able to run that bad boy down to 5.4. The difference is, 5.4, you may not get more than one play. 8 seconds, you can almost assuredly get 2 shots at the end zone. So a little home cooking by the and I'm not going to say that, maybe our clock crew may do the same thing in Malvern, but
our clock crew stopped it with 0.3 seconds left in a playoff game to let the team kick a field goal to win the game.
I'm just saying nobody's necessarily above what. I know we don't have a minute 10 left.
Oh, they are going to put
They did
time
add a
up
little
there.
time left, but I think it was actually more than 7. I think it was closer to 8.5 seconds.
Nevertheless, going to be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Twins left, split right. Dupree going to be the up back off the left side. 7 seconds left here in this one. Simmons looking to throw. Fade route looking for Carradine. Nope, he dropped it. Nope. Ball's rolling around the track. 2.1 seconds left. Leopard's going to have one more shot.
I'd almost really like to see them have something dialed up for Juniel right here. He's the tallest kid on the field. If you can get him isolated some kind of way, now they're going to be playing a zone. They're going to be flooding, that we see it with the Razorbacks a lot, that cloud 8 coverage. That's probably what we're going to see. But if you could somehow get Juniel in a jump ball situation, but right now he's lined up as a sniffer back to block, it looks like.
Trips left. Simmons looking to throw. Last play of the half. Going to air it up for the receiver. Going to go over the head of Dante Cagle. Incomplete. So, at halftime, Leopards are going to go in leading 34-7. We'll be back after some words from our sponsors.
Encore Healthcare and Rehabilitation is here for you. Whether illness or injury sideline you, Encore will tailor a rehabilitation program for your needs. Meet Helen Haley, one of our rehab residents.
And what'd you come to Encore for?
Because I couldn't walk.
How's your experience been here, Encore?
It's been good. Everybody's good. Everybody treats me good. They feed good. It's been wonderful.
Encore Healthcare and Rehabilitation and the Malvern Leopards, a winning combination.
Well, welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas, Bearcat Stadium. Drew Golden on the headset. Had a little mix-up when I was reading the stats. I know that if you were keeping tally at home, I only read off 5 catches, and I told you that said Simmons had 7 completions. I missed 2 completions to Dante Cagle for 20 yards, so do want to credit him that as well. Overall, we were talking about at halftime that, Mena came out with that strong opening drive. I think they said they had something like 69 yards passing on the opening drive and have yet to get another first down since, Ben.
Yeah, and I think we were kind of – that's what we thought. We had talked about that. I said, we don't know that they've had a first down since that opening drive, and that tells you that Mena had something in mind coming into the game. It worked, but our defensive staff came together, made the adjustments necessary, and were able to shut down that basic bootleg action. They would get flow going in one direction, and really they would get flow going to their left, and then they would bootleg out to the right and run routes against the grain. As all of our guys were going with the run action, they would run the routes coming back on the other side, and it worked that first drive. I mean, they hit 3 or 4 completions like that, and Coach Brumfield went to work, and we actually mentioned our first offensive drive was a long, prolonged drive, and it gave them a lot of time to discuss what Mena was doing and made some really nice adjustments, and they have not been able to run the football at all. I mean, that's one of the things that is really – it is tough to run play action and be successful with it over and over and over again if there is no threat to the running game. And right now, Mena has not been able to really pick up any momentum on the ground at all. And so if you know that you can really bottle up the running game with that front 4, you don't have to send guys from the backside. You can let those guys stay at home. Then that bootleg action away from the run direction is not going to be effective. And we've seen the Leopards pick that up defensively.
We have. I believe I was sitting over here doing some quick math. Looks like Malvern has 202 yards rushing and 93 through the air. So close to 300 yards of offense there in the first half, totaling 5 touchdowns, leading this one 34-7 as we get ready to start the second half. As as we alluded to in the first half, Malvern did win the toss. Deferred to the second half, so Malvern will get the football here. 8 points away from the sportsmanship rule.
Yeah, and honestly, those stats are a little more skewed than they probably should be, because I think when they go back and they watch film, I think Ced's going to see some passes that he wishes he had back, some completions, and those ended up being rushing yards because we didn't pick them up through the air,
Yeah.
so we went and got them on the ground. And so those numbers are a little skewed, but it's nice to be able to rely on a big-time running game. When you're running it on 3rd and 11, there's a lot of confidence in what you can do on the ground.
Yair Hernandez has the ball teed up for the Bearcats. Sky kick angled toward the left side. Going to bounce out of bounds right at the 40-yard line,
That's
and
a
the
penalty.
flag flies. So Leopards will get good starting field position here to start the second half.
Would be a really, really nice opening drive. What you want to see is you want to see them come out with the same intensity they started the game with. And we saw that, against Waldron. We had the big lead at halftime. Offense came out on their first possession, did exactly what you want them to do. And there's a maturity level there, because sometimes it's easy to come out with a big lead flat in the start of the second half. We didn't see that last week. I'd like to see that same concentration and energy to start the second half off this week.
1st and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. Twins left. Dupree in front of Simmons. Will be a snap to Dupree, running off the left side. Now gets upfield over the 50, 40.
Pretty good start.
30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Malvern. Jalen Dupree, 6 on the night.
That's not a broken record. It's just another Jalen Dupree touchdown. It sounds like a broken record, though. Touchdown, Jalen Dupree. Touchdown, Jalen Dupree. Nope, he's really scoring that many touchdowns, folks.
And I believe with that 56, that's going to put him up over 200 yards rushing for the night with 6 touchdowns.
And, at some point we're going to have to dive into the records and see where this stacks up all time, because we've got to be sitting over 20 touchdowns on the year, and we got a lot of season left.
Juniel in at quarterback for the 2-point conversion. Twins right, split left. Juniel going to do a
Jump
little
pass.
jump pass.
Oh, it
It's
was
going to be
open.
intercepted.
It was open. He just didn't put enough oomph.
So the mercy rule, or the sportsmanship rule, will have to wait. 11:49 left here in the third quarter. Leopards lead 40-7. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Larry's.
Hey guys, my name is Garrett, and I've been coming to Larry's Pizza here in Malvern ever since it opened. My favorite is baked potato, chicken honey mustard. I love it. Come on down to Larry's.
It's so good you don't even know.
Larry's Pizza has buffet Tuesday and Friday nights starting at 5 p.m. Call us here at Larry's Pizza for all your specialty and game day pizza needs.
We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
Angel Perez has the ball teed up for the Leopards. Kick is away. High kick angled toward the right sideline, fielded at the 28, up over the 30, and just not a lot there. Looks like you're going to give him the 34-yard line. Nice coverage there by the Leopards.
It has been. They have been really, really good all day. And, when you kick off this many times, you expect to have maybe 1 or 2 bad coverages on the day, just the law of averages catching up with you. But give that coverage crew a lot of credit. I mean, they have been rock solid the entire game. And really, they've been really good recently over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks. And that's just it helps your defense so much when you're forcing them to go, 65 yards to score a touchdown.
Trips right, split left. Back to the right of Cochran. Hand to him off the left side. Makes the first man miss. Going to get up over the 40 down to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 8 or 9 there on first down.
And that may be the best pure running play that they've had today. I mean, they have not been successful at all running the football. And if they were able to do that with any kind of consistency, that bootleg action off of that fake run to the left would be a lot more effective. But they've not been able to do that. That's the first time they've really hit the edge with the running back tonight.
2nd and 2. Fakes the give. Screen pass out. Complete. Up over the, up over the 40, but a drop there by Angel Perez, Ethan Martin. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, loss of 1 there.
For for a hot second, it looked like they were going to be able to pick up the first down, and then just like a little white BBs came flying out of nowhere, and really, really nice form tackle. I mean, just drove him backwards exactly the way you teach it.
Conference update, halftime score, Arkadelphia 49, Waldron 0. Third quarter score, Ashdown 14, Nashville 0. 3rd and 3, ball on the 41-yard line. Trips left, split right.
We may have gone over the line of scrimmage right there, but they did not call it.
Back going to be to the right of Cochran. 10:30 left here in the third quarter. Cochran looking to throw. Over the middle.
Oh, man, it's just so hard to catch with the club. There are two times tonight that
Martin.
cast has cost Ethan an interception because Ethan has some of the best hands on the team. He does not miss these.
And the first one was
if he's got access to both hands.
The first one was 6. That one, it could have been 6, but that cast getting in the way. Does make it 4th and 3. Just got an update. It is now 14-7. Ashdown leading in that game over Nashville. 4th and 3 from the 41. Trips left, split right. Back to the right of Cochran. Looking to throw.
Oh, there's a hold.
Tunnel screen set up, and there is nothing there. They're going to turn it over on downs. Talon Accord there. Read it beautifully.
Leopards did everything right, got good pressure. Even with the hold, they got good pressure. Good, solid tackle. The Leopards have tackled really, really well tonight. I don't know that we've had any missed tackles to speak of tonight. So you have an opportunity right here. Go ahead, score one more touchdown. Get that clock rolling. See if we can't get back to Malvern at a reasonable hour.
There you go. Twins left, split right. Janelle going to be the back off the right side. Dupree in front of Simmons, now slides out of the way. Simmons takes the snap, looking to throw. Ball is tipped and going to fall incomplete.
It's been tough sledding in the passing game tonight. There's no question. Some of us been missing some guys that have been open, and sometimes you just Bearcat gets a paw in the passing lane and knocks it down. Not a lot you can do about those situations.
Nice use of
you like that Bearcat paw?
Animal appendages there. Yeah. Dupree takes the snap up the middle. Going to have enough for the first and more. Makes a man miss. Stiff arms another guy over the 30. Now going to step out of bounds around the 24-yard line. First down, Malvern. That was a hop, a skip, a jump, a stiff arm, and a first down.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways to say he's really good, but he's really good.
First and 10 from the 30, or 29, my apologies. Twins left, or 24, I'm sorry. Fakes the give to Dupree. Simmons looking to throw out to Janelle, complete. Unable to keep his feet. Going to pick up a yard or two there on first down.
Yeah, and if he is able to keep his feet, he's going to get close to the first down marker. And with his strength, he probably would just plow right over and get the first down. Don't know that he would have scored, but he probably would have been able to fall forward inside the 10.
2nd and 8 from the 22. Twins left, Twins right. Janelle the up back on the right side. 8:50 and counting here in the third quarter. Simmons taking the snap, looking to throw. Now flush from the pocket, going to step up and run. Got a lot of room. Simmons will score. Touchdown, Malvern.
And that's track number 2. We've been playing Jalen Dupree scores on the broken record, and now we get to the second listing on the album, Cedric Simmons.
Just a nice job of stepping up in the pocket, and once he stepped up, nobody in his way. One of the best scramblers in the conference at the quarterback position. Simmons finds pay dirt. Ozzie Martinez's kick is up, and it is good. 8:41 left here in the third quarter. Leopards lead this one 47-7. We'll be back after this.
Farmers Bank and Trust is proud to bring you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Farmers Bank and Trust.
Welcome you back here to Bearcat Stadium in Mena, Arkansas. Leopards score, I believe it's supposed to be 47-7. Scoreboard says 46, but the kick was good. Nevertheless, Leopards' big lead, 8:41 left here in the third quarter. Sportsmanship rule will apply.
One of my biggest fears, I've been talking about how good the coverage has been, and now normally what happens is I jinx it. So I'm hoping I can break the jinx right here, and we'll just have really good coverage.
The old reverse jinx. The jinx of the jinx. Angel Perez tees the ball up for the Leopards. Kick angled toward the right sideline. This one going to go out of bounds.
Well, the coverage was fine.
Flag will fly.
I didn't jinx the coverage.
No, not a lot of negative things you can say about Perez's kicking to this point. He's done a really good job in his first night of kicking the ball off. That's going to happen occasionally as you try to angle a sky kick over there. Sometimes it's going to find its way out of bounds. Some would say it's the risk you take.
And it looks like we still have the starting defense out there.
Not sure why the clock is not running.
That may be what the officials want to talk about.
I'm no math major.
I'm not real sure what the conversation is.
Yeah, I would say 3 of tight ends.
But the referee, the white hat, is going over to talk to Mena. Or no, he's going to go talk to the line judge over there. I've not seen this much discussion after somebody kicked the ball out of bounds about what to do next. So I'm really confused. Do you have any idea what's going on?
I don't.
Are they talking about the clock? Are they thinking it should run? Or oh, they're trying to get the correct pointage on the scoreboard. There we go.
Because it's 47-7. We were on top of that the whole way. Clock is still not running. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, option look. Cochran looking to run. Going to try to get upfield.
Man.
Nothing there. He's going to be driven backwards. Eric Clegg there stands him up and drives him back.
They have run the option play 3 or 4 times tonight, and it has been about that successful every time they've run it, which is to say, not very successful.
No gain there on first down. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Which is really impressive because we have not seen a lot of option this year. And so to be that good against it really from the jump is pretty impressive.
2nd and 10, ball on the 34.
That's something, but I thought I saw the right guard move, but I can't say definitively that that's the case. Thought I saw a red helmet bob just to the right of center, but they're going to back that up against us.
They didn't believe you.
Well, they didn't give me a chance to try my case.
There you go. Update now, 20-14, Ashdown, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 47-7 here, 2nd and 5. 7:20 left here in the third quarter. Ball on the 40-yard line. Going to split a man out to the right. T formation. Pitch out to the tailback off the right side. Makes a man miss now getting upfield. Going to be down close to the line to gain.
That's going to be, they're marking it for a first down, I believe.
That will be the first down since the first drive of the game.
And Coach Brumfield will not be happy about it. I can tell you.
They give him the Coach Yo's from, remember the Titans? I don't want them to gain another yard. 1st and 10 from the 45. Same formation here for the Bearcats.
Oh, that's definitely got to be false start.
The Bearcats.
It's a lot easier when the guy on the end moves.
Yeah. See that one better.
And the clock will continue to run as we are into the sportsmanship rule. We're already halfway done with the third quarter, right at 6 minutes left to go in the third. Leopards in full control, 47-7.
1st and 15 from the 40-yard line for the Bearcats. They'll stay in the same formation. Cochran under center. Fakes the give. No, he does give up the middle. He faked me. Trap up the middle. Not a lot there. Maybe gained a yard.
Well, I think there was a give and then a fake to another running back.
Yeah.
So it was like a quick handoff, like a veer kind of deal, and then kind of faked a little wraparound. And that fake on the wraparound was pretty good fake.
I'm doing the wraparound between this little pole here of like trying to see the action. Going to call it 2nd and 15, still on the 40-yard line. Man split to each side. Actually, twins right, split left. Back to the right of Cochran. Takes the snap rolling right, looking to throw. Out route is, I believe, almost intercepted by Dylon Carradine. Going to fall incomplete.
Did a really good job of jumping that route. Good timing. Was able to play good defense without early contact.
As Ben Rock begins to warm up on the sideline for the Leopards. Third and 15 now here for the Bearcats. Ball still on the 40-yard line. 4:30 left here in the third quarter. They're going to come out with a man split to each side. Up back, going to be off the right or left side. Now the back moves to the left of Cochran as well. Here's the snap, rolling to his left, looking to throw. Now going to take, he completes it. Not sure. He was close to the line of scrimmage there. But it is going to be a first down for Mena.
Interesting little tidbit. I mean, the Leopards have given up a total of 21 points per game average. If you only look at the 4A opponents, the Leopards have given up 7 points a game. That's pretty good. The game at Hernando skewed the statistics a little bit defensively.
Against Arkansas teams, you're saying?
Okay, well, no, because Glen Rose and Lakeside were not 4A opponents.
Yeah, I know. I just meant I wonder what.
Against Arkansas opponents, we're giving up 14 points per game.
There you go. All right, you got all the answers.
I did the math. I've got my notes right here.
Yeah, there you go.
But just 4A opponents, we're only giving up 7 points a game, so we really need to prevent them from getting in the end zone so we can keep that one touchdown per game average alive during against 4A opponents.
I like good round numbers like 7. I don't want any of these 7 point or whatever.
I'd hate to be the one to tell you this, but 7's not a round number.
Well, you know what I mean. I don't want a decimal point, which is what we would have, right?
7 is kind of a round number in football.
I mean,
because you go by 7, 14, 21, 20. That's how I learned my facts tables in 7s. Was football. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. And then you don't score a lot of touchdowns after 56, so I kind of struggled. Then I had to start doing the math. Okay, so 6 and 3, and here's the 1, that kind of deal. But I was gold money on my 7s times tables through 56.
But did they teach you the nines trick?
About how one number gets bigger and one number gets smaller kind of a
all the
deal?
way
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
0, 9, 1, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all add up to 9?
Yeah.
Did you know that? 18, 27,
There's a reason
36,
there's a reason why I believe 9's the greatest
45,
number ever invented.
54. They all add up to 9.
9, greatest number. It's a perfect number. What are you going to say? Rolling right, looking to throw. Now going to tuck it under, get out of bounds around the 31-yard line. Pickup of about 6 there on first down.
Yep, should be 2nd and 3.5 or 4 yards.
.230 left here in the third quarter. 2nd and 4 from the 31-yard line. Going to have a receiver split out to each side. I formation. Cochran takes a snap, gives to the fullback, dive up the middle, trying to push the pile forward.
I think you got the first down. They're going to mark it up near the 25-yard line.
So we have an injured Bearcat on the field. We'll take a break while they tend to him. 2:04 left here in the third quarter. Leopards lead 47-7. We'll be back.
Teal Dentistry is a proud supporter of Malvern Athletics. Doctors Jesse and Matt Teal provide a full family dentistry service. From checkups to cleanings to dentures, Teal Dentistry loves working with patients of all ages and strives to make every smile bright. Stop by and meet the friendly staff at Teal Dentistry and let them brighten your smile. Teal Dentistry, 927 South Main Street in Malvern, or call for an appointment, 501-337-9559.
Welcome you back here to Mena, Arkansas. Bearcat Stadium. Leopards leading 47-7. Bearcats got a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Come out with trips left, split right, back to the left of Cochran. Give is to the back off the right side. Romir Bennett chases him down. We have a flag that flies.
I wonder if they're going to do a little helmet-to-helmet action right here because there was some serious collisions going on. And it happened right at the point of contact. I mean, it was that big hit, and then the flag came in. So I'm wondering if this is going to be helmet-to-helmet. Yep.
Personal foul, helmet to helmet.
I couldn't really see it from where I am, but it just the timing of the collision and then the instant release of the flag. And the Bearcats are on the march.
Down to 11-yard line now. 1:30 and counting left here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 11. Come out, trips left, split right. Back moves over to the left of Cochran. Looking to throw slant route, got his man Stevens,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
gonna
will
score a
score. Touchdown Bearcats.
And they stopped. They did stop the clock, didn't they?
They don't obviously understand how this mercy rule works.
Which I do believe you stop it at change of possession, but I don't think that the possession changes until after the extra point is supposed to. And they're not running the play clock either. So they're just going to give them all day, apparently, to kick the extra point.
Just started it. Kick is away. It's good. 1:07 left here in the third quarter. Leopards lead at 47-14. We'll be back after this.
Red River Dodge of Malvern is thrilled to support the Leopards on the gridiron this season. Make sure you rush over to malverndodge.com to check out all the rebates on our new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams. We can't wait to support these guys all season. They work so hard all year long to represent our community on and off the field. Help us cheer on the team tonight. Go Leopards!
Good, bro? I mean, you all right, Chief? You all right, Chief?
Uh-oh. malverndodge.com. Go Leopards!
Welcome you back into Bearcat Stadium here in Mena, Arkansas. Leopards leading 47-14. Minute 7 left here in the third quarter. Following the Smith touchdown from Cochran.
I think Coach Plumley was also asking about the clock situation. And for Malvern, we want to get off the field. I mean, we're going to win the football game. We want to get out of here without injuries, you know. And so we're ready to go ahead and get this clock tick down. And it's not a matter of not wanting to compete. It's wanting to make sure that we're at full strength when we compete next week. So the quicker we can get this time clicked all the way down to 0 and get on the bus, the better off we're going to be moving forward. And they're going to kind of onside kick it-ish. I don't know what that was.
I don't think I would call that an onside kick. I just think I'd call that a bad kick.
No, he was definitely trying to do something. I just don't know. Like, he definitely, I don't know if he tried to squib it. He just kind of punched it, and it just, I don't know. It was not effective, we'll say.
Well, he kicked the bottom of the ball, not the top. It'd be tough to squib it from the bottom.
Well, I don't know if he was maybe he was trying to line drive it off somebody. I mean, I have seen kickers try that, but he did not give it a full kick.
It was like a slow. In golf terms, we'd call that a decel. The clock is still not started. Benrock takes the snap. Give is to Sami Hassan.
Ooh,
lays a stiff arm down around the 49-yard line. Going to pick up 4 yards there.
Sami looks like he got a little juice. Like he looked like he could cut the corner and go.
Man split to each side. Hassan to the right of Rock. Up back is Harrison off the left side. Give is to Hassan. Looking up over the 50. Going to fall forward to the 46-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Which I believe will do it for the third quarter. And it will also do it for our time with Coach Warford. Be safe, my friend. Go Bills, he says. Nobody
That's
circles
right.
the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, we haven't had to circle the wagons. We've been leading out in front, baby.
Everywhere except Miami.
Why you got to bring that up? Of all the games, you know, they've just dominated Pittsburgh last week.
Well, to be fair,
and we're gonna bring up the Miami game.
Well, you said we've been out in front in every game. I was just saying.
Well, listen, okay, so you're going to make me explain this. Okay, so in the Miami game, they were out both starting safeties, no Trey White, no Dane Jackson, both interior defensive linemen, starting Ed Oliver and Phillips were out. I mean, I knew we were going to lose that game because nobody goes undefeated in the NFL. Except unless you're like the 73 Dolphins or something. Nobody else has ever done it. So, I mean, I saw this one coming.
Okay.
We'll know this week. This week's real football game. This week's Kansas City.
I challenge you to name a receiver for the Giants that played in the game last week where they beat Green Bay.
A wide receiver. I don't know. I give up.
There's my point. All right, Sami Hassan going to get the first down and more over the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
Giants not winning their division, though, are they?
Well, it's tough when you play in the best division in football.
Well, here's what I know is that the New York Giants aren't even a team in New York. My Bills are the only team in the state of New York.
Buffalo might as well be Canada.
Well, the Giants might as well be New Jersey because that's where they play.
Well, tell that to Manhattan. They love the Giants.
Oh, boy.
High snap. Rock going to have to go back and land on it around the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long. That's your best argument, though, geography?
My best argument for what?
For dissing the Giants?
Well, I mean, you dissed the Giants. You just said that nobody knows who their wide receivers are.
No, you were saying we lost because everybody was hurt. I made a point
that is
you
true.
can still win
that's
when
true.
people are hurt. High snap again, fielded by Rock. Handoff to Smee. He breaks the first tackle up over the 50. Going to fall forward now down to around the 46, 47-yard line.
Be interesting to see if they let – I would like to see Rock throw it because if we throw an incomplete pass, I'd like to see if they'd stop the clock.
That is a good question. At this point, I would not put it past them. Will be a 3rd and 23 from the 47-yard line. Twins left, Harrison the up back on the left side, Sami Hassan to the right of Ben Rock. Ben Rock will get his chance to throw as it is almost intercepted, going to fall incomplete.
And the clock's running, so that's a positive.
Looks like we might possibly see Simmons again for punting duties here. First stop of the night for the Bearcat defense. Simmons on to punt for the Leopards. Mena sending nobody back deep to receive. Going to stay in base. Simmons' punt is away. Going to land at the 25 and take a Mena bounce, so they're going to down it around the 27-yard line. Mena take over from there.
We need to get an update on that Ashdown-Nashville score.
You throw it out into the universe and you receive 28-20 Nashville. Ashdown falling apart, says the message.
Wow. So it sounds like we're going to play Nashville next week.
Well, not next week. Next week we play Brigham Young East. It's a bye week. Trips right, split left. Fumble!
Did we get on that? We're not happy. We're not acting happily, so I'm going to say we did not jump on that.
Mena maintains possession. I will say, Ben, one of my proudest dad moments in my life is I've trained my daughter, 4 years old. Anytime somebody drops something, she yells fumble.
I'll be interested to know who Nashville plays next week. I wonder if
they may be on bye, too. I don't know.
They may be.
Twins to each side. Back to the left of Cochran. Give is to the back, looking to run up the middle. He's going to be brought down right around the 30-yard line. Going to bring up around a 3rd and 7. Well, they've played Arkadelphia. They've played Mena. So Waldron, maybe? Nashville will play Waldron. Twins to each side, back to the right of Cochran. Takes the snap, give is to the back off the left side. Nice play made out there. That was a Keir Smith. Going to force a 4th and about 9 here for the Bearcats.
And it sure seems like everybody else that's in that conversation at the top of 4A is handling their business. Warren beating DeWitt 41-14. Star City beating Dumas 42-14. Arkadelphia all over Waldron 49 to nothing at halftime. Don't have a score since halftime.
Punt formation for the Bearcats. Ethan Milton back to receive for the Leopards. Gonna go over his head, lands the 25, takes a huge
We need that to go on into the end zone.
Goodness, over the 5. That thing is gonna stop at like one or 2 yard line. What a punt. He does have the wind. But, you know, Ben, after watching a few Saturdays, I may just say, good, put this guy in a Razorback uniform. Happy to see Bauer back out there punting last week.
Yeah, and I don't really know why he was not playing early.
That's a great question.
Because I did not see an injury report for him. I don't know that it was ever addressed with the media. I don't know that they ever asked where he was. I just know we were rugby kicking it there for a while, and
I was happy to see him.
So this is really a good situation for, you know, your backup players to be backed up against their own end zone, because this is a real game situation. You got to challenge them to try to get out and prevent yourself from getting a safety.
Ball on the 2 yard line.
And they've done it. Got some space.
He's going to have some room here. Going to be drugged down near the 20 yard line.
He might have fumbled the
out
ball.
Late. Wow, they're going to say that it was a fumble. I thought he was clearly down.
They haven't. Have they signaled it one way?
Well, the referee started following him, so I'm going to assume they did. That's going to be a turnover there, and Mena's going to take over. 1st and 10 from the 16 yard line. .6:53 left in this one. First and 10 from the 16. Trips right, split left. Cochran takes the snap, pitches it out to the back. He's going to get over the 15 down near the 12 yard line. Pickup of about 4 on first down.
Kind of got a mix of first teamers and guys trying to get some good film on camera.
2nd and 6. Give is to the back. Looking to run off the right side. Not a whole lot there. Looks like he's going to pick up 1, make it 3rd and 5 from the 11.
Yeah, and it really hasn't mattered who we've had in there, first string, second string. We've played very, very well against the run tonight. We see a number of guys in there defensively along that defensive front that we didn't see with that first unit, and they're really doing a pretty good job of maintaining the line of scrimmage.
Pitch out to the back. Akir Smith all over it.
Well, that's a starter. And he's still playing like a starter.
Going to bring him back to the 14 yard line, make it a 4th and 8. The clock is going to wind under 5 minutes.
And they kind of mentioned it in the coaches' show today. Not played Forrest Landreth a lot. Kind of had that neck stinger, crick in the neck kind of situation. And they've had some guys really do a nice job of step up and playing along the defensive line and cover him up tonight.
4th and 8. Give to the back off the right side. He's trying to break through a tackle. Not going to pick up the first down, though. Bearcats going to turn it over on downs.
Really good job defensively. You know, offense kind of puts you in a bad spot with a turnover deep, and even though the game's clearly in hand, you're gonna leave a victor. You don't want to end on a sour note.
Yeah, now they decide they're going to start running the clock. Referee has to tell them every single time. 4:25 left in this one. Leopards take over 1st and 10 from the 11 yard line. Rock takes the snap. Give is to Cedric Cook. He's going to get up over the 10-yard line. Looks like he's going to lose a yard there. Make it 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that Mena defensive front is kind of taking advantage of seeing the second offensive line unit. They're getting some penetration, and really got to give the backs credit for the Leopards because they've made that first initial wave miss and able to get back to the line of scrimmage and in some cases pick up some positive yards.
Rock takes the snap, give to Cook off the right side, looking for space out there. Runs out of it around the 10-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. 3:25 left. Leopards leading 47-14.
These running backs with this unit, they still look plenty fast. It's just, a matter of being able to find a opening and cut up field. And when they've seen it, they've been able to go, but there's not as many holes with this group.
Rock going to take the ball himself up over the 10, get back to the original line of scrimmage there at the 11, bring up a 4th and 10.
They're going to go for it.
I think we're going to run the clock all the way down and take a timeout.
Yeah, that says getting his helmet on to go punt.
Yeah. That's going to be about 2:04 left on the clock, I believe. 2:03, 2:04 left. Once Malvern uses its timeout. So, 2:05 left. What is it? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we're getting some messages from the hometown clock crew telling us we'd have been out of here a while back.
That's what I'm
if
talking
we
about.
We had them running the show. We want to thank them for watching and listening back home.
100%. And thankful for all of the work they do on Friday nights, volunteering their time for this football team and this school, this community.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts for any athletic program, and football's probably got more moving parts than anything.
Simmons takes the snap. Punt is away. Going to be fielded at the 35 with a head of steam that is met and drilled. I believe that was Jake Heathcott there on the tackle. Minute 43 and counting left in this one. Leopards leading 47-14.
And while we're thanking people, I know we don't thank them enough, but to the Laverns that keep this show running every week and volunteering their time, and I'm telling you what, this is a heck of a travel schedule for anyone. And so if you see them in the community or you see with them on Facebook, just send them a thank you, because without them, none of this is possible at all.
Pitch out to the tailback. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 here on first down. Tackled by Ethan Martin and Talon Accord. No, they do a lot of work behind the scenes, traveling to every game for years now, and they're the ones that get here before us and set it all up, and the ones that are here after us taking it all down, and they deserve all the credit in the world for.
And once upon a time, the road schedule was like at Lakeside, at Hope, at Hot Springs. Now it's at Waldron. It's Hernando, Mississippi.
Yeah, Hernando, Mississippi. Pitch out to the tailback here. He's going to have enough for the first down, I believe, as he gets down near the 21-yard line. Clock at 25 seconds left.
We'll see if they decide to take a shot at the end zone. They are going to line up to run a play.
Going to come out trips right, split left, back going to be to the right of the quarterback.
You got man-to-man coverage on the left side. See if they throw a one-on-one ball. Nope, now they run him in motion. Interesting.
Jet sweep. Looking to get around the right side. Going to be brought down right at the 15-yard line.
That'll do it.
That will do it. Chalk up another conference victory there for the Malvern Leopards as we get set to take on a furious opponent on the bye week. And once we get done with that, we will be traveling down to Nashville in 2 weeks. And as we've mentioned, they're in a dogfight right now with Ashdown, which tells you their place. They're trying to fight to prove that they still belong in the conversation for the top of the conference. So no easy road from here. Tough game on the road at Nashville in 2 weeks, and then home for a huge matchup against the Arkadelphia Badgers to end the season, the battle for the belt, before we head into what really matters, the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you that how important is home field advantage in the playoffs? It's huge because the second-place team only hosts one game.
Yeah.
So it is imperative that we try to win the next 2 games because if you want to have more than one home playoff game, you got to win the conference.
Story will be told in the next 3 weeks. As always, we thank you for joining us tonight, listening in. We'll be off next week, and then we'll be right back with you. For those who can't make the trip down to Nashville in a couple weeks, we hope you listen in, and we'll bring you the action live from Nashville, Arkansas. For Ben Dial, I'm Seth Roberts. Leopards take this one 47-14. Have a great weekend, and stay classy.